Welcome to the May 2009 edition of the Delmarva Almanac. I'm Dana Kester-McCabe. The mission of this publication is to celebrate life on Delmarva, to connect us to the natural world around us, our heritage, and to each other. Delmarva has begun its annual transformation with the help of spring rain. Emerald hues cover the landscape's subtle browns and grays. It's as if the land has finally woken up from its winter sleep. At first glance, the salt marsh seems to be a place with not much going on. Almost a blank canvas with just flat water, grass, and some scrubby brush. Then you realize you're in this amazing wide open space filled with life. It's a place of immense possibilities. Watching just the birds here, you feel almost as if you could jump right up and join them, free of your earthly gravity. When you live here, it is easy sometimes to take for granted that which is the natural boundary between us and the surrounding waters. But the salt marsh is a unique ecosystem, which serves as a natural filter for those waterways and a barrier to rising tides in times of threatening weather. With all its sights and sounds, the salt marsh is really the heart of this place called Delmarva. We are anchored by the land, yet the open waters, with all their potential for adventure and treasure, give us a natural sense of freedom. It's a place of work, yet fun, of danger, yet of peace. Whenever I've been away and find myself returning to the eastern shore, the first thing that lets me know that I'm home is the dusky aroma of the salt marsh. It's funny how odors can not only trigger memory, but a sense of place. Yes, the perfume of that mud is almost as beautiful to me as that of the wisteria, which can be seen during early May along roadsides, blanketing trees, shrubs, and telephone poles. These are the smells that tell me it's spring and I'm home on Delmarva. In Delmarva history this month, on May 7, 1779, the Continental Navy sloop Providence captured the British brig Diligent off Cape Charles. May 20th, 1815, Commodore Stephen Decatur, a native of Sinnapuxet, Maryland, near Berlin, sailed, commanding 10 ships on a mission to suppress Mediterranean pirates who were raiding U.S. shipping. And on May 6, 1916, the first ship-to-shore radio-telephone conversation was held between the Secretary of the Navy, Josephus Daniels, in Washington, D.C., and the USS New Hampshire, which was anchored just off of Virginia's Capes. Around the shore, it's best to use Mother's Day as a frost-safe date. Once we hit that marker, gardener Pat Hendrickson says you are free to plant your warm season annuals. Collect your containers and pots and your favorite soil mix and consider trying something new. We all love our tried and true annuals like impatiens, vinca major, marigolds, and geraniums. But it's fun to try new things, and Pat has had great luck in our shore area with the following: coleus, lantana, mandevilla, osteospermum, and sweet potato vine. It's also time to move your houseplants outdoors to a protected place, and if needed, repot and fertilize them. Plant tender summer bulbs outdoors: gladiolas, cannas, tuberous begonias, and dahlias. Once the soil is warmed up enough, you can apply a layer of mulch on flower beds and around trees and shrubs. An easy rule to remember is to mulch once your tulips have faded. Mulch reduces weeds, conserves moisture, and prevents disease. And don't miss those native plant sales sponsored by local environmental groups in your area. May is a great time to be out on the water. Beat the crowds, beat the heat. There is plenty to catch. In the tributaries of the upper shore Chesapeake and Delaware Bays, look for white perch, shad, and a few catfish, which can be had on live bait. On the midshore, trout have finished spawning and are moving down the Delaware Bay to the Atlantic region, where they have best been caught around jetties and bridges. By now the flounder have begun, but be sure they're big enough. Sea bass are running, and bluefish begin in earnest 2 weeks either side of Mother's Day. On the Chesapeake side, croakers are being caught on the Wicomico River, and meanwhile carp, herring, bass, pickerel, and crappie can be found in tributaries at places like Whiten and Porter's Crossing. On the lower shore, Chesapeake Bay and Atlantic Ocean, look for speckled trout around Crisfield and Dames Quarter. In the shallows, look for red drum, and look for black drum in deep waters. Outdoors this month, you can see butterflies all around, including the black swallowtail. More and more turtles can be seen around area ponds and ditches. Watch out to avoid mowing over them in your yard. Among the many birds you can see are the glossy ibis in area marshes and sanderlings along the shorelines. Most birds are nesting now. Especially keep an eye out for osprey, which can be seen along our bay areas. Our days continue to get longer. At the beginning of the month, sunrise is right at 5 in the morning, but by the end of the month it'll be as early as 4:30. And at the end of the day, sunset at the beginning of the month is not quite 7 o'clock. But by the end of May, you'll have another half hour to get things done. May is the month of Taurus and Gemini birthdays. Astrologer Valerie Morrissey says that for Taurus, Scorpio full moon on the 9th is good for finishing up projects, especially anything to do with property or loans. If refinancing, this is a good time to seal the deal. If you're into the garden thing, get your plants into the ground by this time, as well as transplant shrubs. Because of Jupiter and Neptune, some Tauruses may have a career opportunity from an unexpected source. Go for it. And for Gemini, the new moon is here on the 24th, which is good for making a fresh start. On the 7th, Mercury will retrograde, so plan for the next 3 weeks accordingly. Put off signing papers or making decisions until June. Reorganize filing cabinets, sort out the old mail. Also, because of Saturn, you are able to make repairs at home you've probably put off. Fix that front porch railing and have the driveway repaved. Be sure to look for your horoscope on the Celestial Navigation page. A rocket will be launched from Wallops Island this month. Watch your local news to find out when, as weather conditions will determine the launch date. On May 2nd, Venus will be at its greatest illumination. On May 9th, we'll have a full moon. May 5th and 6th, we'll have a meteor shower, though it may be obscured by the moon. And on May 24th, we'll have the new moon. There are a number of special days in May, including Mother's Day and Memorial Day, which is the unofficial beginning of summer on the Eastern Shore. May is also Archaeology Month in Delaware, and nationally it's the Physical Fitness and Sports Month, as well as Asian Pacific American Heritage Month. May's flower is Lily of the Valley, and May's birthstone is the emerald. Be sure and check out the Delmarva Almanac Out and About calendar for all the great things to do here in May. Thank you for watching this month's Delmarva Almanac. Be sure to visit the rest of the site for additional information and links, and please support our sponsors who make this free publication possible. This has been a Moonshell production.